All right, guys, it's Matt again, and I'm here with the third day of the Democratic National Convention, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Let's see here. I'm gonna kind of do this live instead of editing it in post production to see if it's easier and if the quality's still good. Unlike my other two videos. Let's see here. So the beginnings, not much happening. Kamala Harris does a little introduction, but she has a bigger speech at the end. This part is basically just about gun control and how these people are affected by gun control and how Joe Biden's really great. We got Gabrielle Giffords. She is the first speech. Basically, she's just talking about how bad guns are. Not much else there. Just how Joe Biden can do that. Second speech of the night was the governor of New Mexico. I forget her name. But her main thing is climate change. So there's a whole section right here about climate change. And see, in New Mexico, there's all these solar panels and stuff. And she basically just talks about how Trump left the Paris Climate Accords, all that stuff, but Joe Biden's gonna take us back day one into the Paris Climate Agreement and save the country because we only have 10 years left, supposedly. There's a whole section about how green jobs are gonna come back and how this guy, he's a farmer and it's affecting him and stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Then we got Billie Eilish. She basically just endorses Biden and says we need to speak up. Then she has her little music performance. And right after her, this guy. So this girl's mom is an illegal immigrant, but she's she's legal because she's born here, and her dad is an American citizen and a veteran, and he voted for Trump, but for some reason he didn't expect that his wife would get deported. So I don't know what he was thinking, but that's basically what that is about. Let's go ahead here. And there's all these proud immigrants, whatever. There's another song by some guy I've never seen. And now we got Hillary Clinton. And basically, she just talks about how, she wanted to give Trump a chance, an honest chance. I don't know if she really felt that or not. That's what Obama says too, and a lot of other people here. But they said we gave him a chance and he failed. Basically talks about Kamala Harris and how, like her, she's a strong woman and we all need to vote. And if we don't, you might think things are worse, but they'll get worse, according to her. And she's like, oh, Trump might sneak and steal the election, so we all need to vote in overwhelming numbers, because she lost by 3 million, or she won by 3 million votes and still lost. And that's basically it with her. Let's go ahead. Oh, and they talk about Nancy Pelosi. It's kind of cringy. She's like, she references Mitch McConnell a lot. She keeps saying, oh, we got to beat Trump and Mitch McConnell because they're both blocking all of our progress. Trump's standing in the way, and we need Joe Biden. Let's see, look at my notes. That's basically it with her. Doesn't really say much. There's a lot of stuff. This whole section is basically about women empowerment, Hillary and Pelosi. And these three people about, oh, this girl was in Law & Order SVU. There's a couple other people who are activists in women abuse. Not companies or PACs, but you know what I mean, organizations. And how Joe Biden fights for women and stuff, and always has, with the Violence Against Women Act or whatever. And I made a note of something because I'm in Washington, and because this lady, she's like, I come from a small town, and she said Tacoma, Washington, but that's a pretty big town, so I don't really know what she's talking about. So let's go ahead. All these people are losing their businesses because of the virus, and that's Trump's fault somehow, even though this is happening all over the world. But they all blame Trump. Let's see. Yep, we got another strong woman. We got Elizabeth Warren. Let me check my notes. She basically says she always talks about plans in her campaign. She talks about how Joe Biden has a plan for everything too. Trump doesn't have a plan, at least not for the things that she wants. And she says Trump's going to rig the election, so we got to keep an eye on him. And the main thing she says is we need to subsidize child health care because she had an aunt who helped her when she had babies so she can keep working. All right. Joe Biden getting the Medal of Freedom from Obama because this leads into Obama's speech. And he kind of goes in on Trump just like Hillary about how he wanted to give him an honest chance. And he says Trump can't succeed fundamentally just because of the way he is. Let's see. And he's like, basically a lot of his speech is about how these are polarizing times and there's been hard times in the past. Seems like he's worried that people are getting defeated. I mean, he is worried that people are getting like defeated on a personal level and are losing faith in the system. And he's afraid that if they do that and they don't vote, then Trump will win and our democracy will diminish. And that's basically the theme of this speech. And he basically says Trump doesn't believe in the American principles and those who enable him. And even talks about conspiracy theories and what is the point, at least referencing young people. And he talks about generations of people who suffered to give people a chance. And that's Obama, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is Kamala Harris's mom and family, and they're just talking about how great she is. And then, let's go ahead here, and we got Kamala Harris, and she's on an actual stage, but obviously no one's here. There's like 10 people in the audience. Let's see, what did she say exactly? A lot of it was about how she's making history by being the first Indian and black vice presidential woman candidate. And about how her parents were activists and they're both immigrants, blah, 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 the usual. And she makes a lot of references to her DA career and her lawyer career and all the good stuff she supposedly did, like locking up kids' parents and stuff who were truant and didn't go to school. Let's see here. What else? Trump sucks. The virus kills minorities more because the virus is racist. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. And her family brings her joy, and Joe Biden rode the train. A lot of people talk about how Joe rode the train. Or a lot of people talked about Joe Biden riding the train. And the other thing I wanted to point out, let me see here. Skip ahead. Here's what the audience looks like. So there's like 5 people here, or 10 people. But it's like she's talking to an audience. But I feel like she should have just spoke to the camera. And let's skip ahead a little bit. I want to show the end, just because it's a little funny. Let me get the right spot. So this is the end of her speech, and she has this live audience. And what's funny is, you see here and here, there's a bunch of duplicates. This lady is right there also in this corner, and there's one other double somewhere. I just think it's funny. I don't know, like if they couldn't fill it out, or if it's just a glitch in their system. Oh, this lady too. So that's 3 people duplicated, and it's just, I don't know, kind of awkward. Skip ahead a little bit. Joe Biden comes out, and they want a social distance, even though they're both healthy. And it's kind of awkward. Wife and husband come out. Yeah. And that's the convention. Or at least the 3rd day of the convention. We've got one more day tomorrow. Actually tonight for me. And I'll make a summary for that and put it on this channel. All right. See you guys later.